Hello queens. I'm back at y'all with another client tutorial, and today I'm showing y'all how I created this smoked out glitter glam look. And without further ado, we're jumping straight into the video. I'm starting this tutorial off by cleaning my client's face. Now that her face is all clean, I'm just going to proceed to doing her eyebrows, and to do so I'm using my LA Colors eyeliner pencil, and this one is in the shade black. I ended up running out of my black brown shade, which is what I normally use, but whenever I'm using a black pencil on the eyebrows, I make sure I'm very light-handed because I don't want it to come off as too dark. And for the front of her brows, I'm going in with my Nicka K brow pencil, and this one is in the shade dark brown. To mold the hairs down in place, I'm going in with my I.envy clear eyelash glue, and I'm just applying this throughout her brows, and then I'm going to mold them down using the spoolie end of my pencil. To clean up her eyebrows, I'm going in with these two concealers, and first I'm going to be taking the Nicka K one, and it is in the shade 07, and I'm using it to clean up underneath my client's arch. To clean up the remainder of the way on the top and the bottom of my client's eyebrows, I'm just going to be going in with that RK by Kiss concealer in the shade Chestnut. For an eyeshadow base, I'm going in with my e.l.f. Camo Concealer, and this is in the shade White. I like to apply about a dime size amount onto the eyes, and then I just make sure I blend it out as smoothly and evenly as possible all over the lids. If you blend your base out smoothly and evenly, you should have an even application when it comes to eyeshadow. So make sure you take your time with this step. This is a very tedious process. Before I move on to the eyeshadows, I'm going in with my Dermablend Translucent powder, and I'm going to be placing this at the front of her eyebrows to lighten them up. I'm also going to be using it to set some of the concealer in place. To start this eyeshadow look off, I'm going in with this reddish brown shade from my Jaclyn Morphe palette, and I'm packing this on the outer edge of her eye using this blending brush from Shop Miss A. I'll make sure to include the shade name in the description box down below, but now I'm going in with a lighter brown shade that is also from my Jaclyn Morphe palette, and I'm just packing it above the first shade that we use. It's serving as my transition shade, so I'm going to blend out the edges first, then I'm going to go back in with that dark brown shade that we use just to make sure that the color is there. And now I'm reapplying my transition shade, and I make sure I take it all the way up towards the front of the eyebrows. For her lids, I'm going in with this pigment from AshleyLeeCosmetics, and it is in the color Celestial. And I'm just going to be packing this in place using this e.l.f. eyeshadow brush. I did not go in with any concealer or any adhesive. I just applied the pigment directly to her eyes. To line her eyes, I'm going in with this Wet n Wild brown liquid liner. I decided to blend out the end of my liner into the shape of a wing. So to do so, I'm just using some dark brown eyeshadow from my Jaclyn Morphe palette, and I'm taking it on this pencil brush. If you would like to leave the eyeshadow like this, you can. I think this is beautiful, but y'all know me, I'm a little extra, so I decided to go in with some glitter. This is my Mermaid Scales glitter, and I'm gonna have the shade in the description box down below. For my glitter adhesive, I just used the same glue that I applied to her eyebrows in the beginning of the video. But now we're moving on to the face. I went ahead and cleaned her face off camera, so now I'm just moisturizing her skin. And to do so, I'm using my Pond's moisturizer. I like to apply it with a foundation brush and then go in with my damp Real Technique sponge to blend it out. Now I'm going in with my e.l.f. Matte Poreless Putty Primer, and I'm just working this into her T-zone using my Real Technique sponge. Before I go in with the foundation, I'm going to color correct around her mouth using my Nicka K concealer in the shade number 10. For her foundation, I'm going in with these two Fit Me foundations in the shade Deep Golden and Latte. To highlight her face, I'm going in with my Nicka K concealer in the shade number 7. Now I'm going in with another Nicka K concealer. This one is in the shade number 4, and I'm just going to be applying it directly underneath her eyes. To set the concealer in place, I'm using my Morphe loose powder, and this one is in the shade Rich Banana. To bronze up her face, I'm going in with my Black Radiance pressed powder, and this one is in the shade Black Coffee. To set the remaining areas of her face, I'm using my Fit Me pressed powder, and this one is in the shade Truffle. Next, I'm taking my LA Girl gel liner pencil, the blue one, and I'm using it to line her waterline. I'm taking some dark brown eyeshadow, and I'm using it to line her lower lash line. I'm going back in with my foundation brush, and I'm using it to dust away all of the powder. I'm going to spray her face with some setting spray to lock everything in, and then I'm just going to go in and apply lashes. This is the style that I will be using, and I went ahead and cut them to fit her eyes off camera, so now I'm just applying them to her lash line. While her lashes are drying, I'm going to go ahead and highlight her face using a highlighter from my Be Perfect Carnival XL palette. Moving on to the lips, I'm lining her lips using my Juvias Place foundation stick, and this one is in the shade Congo. For the center of her lips, I'm going in with this Nicka K lip gloss, and it's in the shade Love on Taupe, and I'm going on top of it with another lip gloss from the brand OZ Lab, and it's in the shade number 1. Okay, queens, this is the end of the video. Unfortunately, I did not include the grand reveal because it was pretty nonchalant. Y'all know I don't really like nonchalant, but she told me she liked it, so that's all that matters. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for my next one. Bye bye, queens.